Greetings from Oslo! Happy New Year to you all! On this festive occasion, we are going to be talking about how we want 2018 to change! Yay! Okay, that was too enthusiastic for me, even. Yes, I know! I'm talking about Metalheads Against bullying! Yes! 2018, I want things to change. I am a mixed person. And yes, I have half English background and half Jamaican background. But that's not the reason why I live in Oslo and I promote metal. I want to explain, if you do not fit this narrative of listening to rap, hip-hop, R&B, or any of such the likes, which is pumped to you in the clubs, day in, day out, every time you spend your money in the pub or in the clubs, what that does to your society. I'm going to explain why I promote metal, why I promote Inferno Festival, and why I promote Midgardsblot. So here it is, the big massive story that you've all been waiting for. I'm going to talk about Sophie Lancaster. There are good parts to this, but be prepared. This story is very gruesome, so I am warning all the viewers right now that if you are sensitive and have a sensitive nature to anything that is violent, you can switch off by all means now. On August the 11th, 2007, two young goths, Robert Maltby and Sophie Lancaster, were walking through a park called Stubbleby Park in Rossendale, Lancaster. They were attacked by 5 teenage boys. So, the 5 teenage boys basically saw this girl who had 20 piercings and wore dreadlocks, often dyed red, who was slender, very thin, barely 5 feet tall, and sized 8. They saw this girl with her boyfriend walking through a park at 1 o'clock in the morning. The first person to be attacked was Robert, and Sophie went to his aid, pleading for mercy, and they turned on her, and the couple were kicked, stamped on, and left unconscious, covered in blood. And this is according to The Guardian. I'm going to show you photos of what actually happened after the incident, and that they only had 13 days to live. They were in a coma for that long, and these head injuries were so bad. I'm so sorry about the gruesome pictures, but it needs to be done. You need to wake up. You need to smell the roses. For me, as a mixed person, the amount of bullying that I faced, even liking metal, it was extraordinary, even for my own family. But I can imagine what was going on through Sophie's family's minds, or Robert Maltby's family as well. Can you imagine that? They've lost their kids because they accepted their kids. They accepted them for who they were, and then all of a sudden their lives are robbed. Can you imagine? Just picture that image in your head, because a lot of us don't have the ability to do that, and we need to, because this is our wake-up call now. I mean, 18 years will pass, or another 10 years will pass, or another year will pass, and then we still wouldn't have the development or the skills to convey our message across, to say we don't really want to fit into your narrative Mr. Media. We kind of need you to influence people so that we are accepted. I'm going to introduce you to Tharpaz's video because you will understand that Metalheads Against Bullying, what it does, if you watch his videos. And it's really important for me to highlight the many different types of people who are in Oslo or around Norway who think that this is absolutely fantastic and positive. It's plus, 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 plus. There are always millions of pluses and there are millions of reasons why we need this. And a guy like Leif Munkman, who is really awesome and encourages everyone to get along. Awesome. He's the nicest bloke ever. Here we go.
Well, I find that amazing. I love those guys. I think it's a great commitment because I myself was bullied all the way through school, from start to finish. And even after I started working, I was bullied by some co-workers. So I support this foundation. This is the shirt you can buy. It is fucking awesome. It has the hell of a backprint as well. Always a helping hand, sorry.
When we talk about pushing narratives, and whether or not the media are actually forcing everyone to agree with Eminem.
Embarrassed about being white.
As I kick these facts and get these mixed reactions, as this beat backspins, it's like we're drifting back into the 60s. Having black skin is risky, cause this keeps happening. Throughout history, African Americans have been treated like ish, and I admit there have been times where it's been embarrassing to be a white boy, white boy.
The only reason why I'm bringing this up, and I will put the links below for Angry Foreigner and his video on Eminem, so that you can have a discussion amongst yourselves. And the importance of this, and what Eminem is now saying. He's saying that you are guilty because you are a white person, and that you need to fit into this mold and narrative of listening to hip hop and R&B. Even I don't want to do that. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm a mixed person. What are you going to do? You're going to beat me up because I don't fit in your narrative? Are you kidding? Are you absolutely kidding? Wake up, people. Wake up. That is discrimination, and you need to wake up. Stand up for yourselves. Stand up and be counted. Come and join us. I don't care. It's wrong. Absolutely ding dong wrong. It doesn't matter how guilty you want to make somebody feel. I don't want to be guilted into listening to your music because you want to make sure that it's diverse. That is wrong. That is where the bullying will continue and persist. But the media always want to play his music, and they always want to side with him, and they always want to form this narrative. And I tell you what, wake up and smell the roses. And then you get these world-class pricks who go on social media and they give it all the big I am, and they go into these social groups and they get all cocky and they say, oh well, that's so mainstream. When was the last time you listened to the radio, governor? This is exactly the kind of relationship that I'm gonna splurge all out on the dashboard here. What kind of an idiot turns around and says, oh, Five Finger Death Punch is mainstream, when you listen to your main radio? Alright? I don't know what your main radio station is that pumps out on Darb and has always been around for the last 50 or 60 odd years. When you listen to them, then you record exactly who's been playing and who's not been playing on the radio. You will find out that Five Finger Death Punch don't get played on those bloody radio stations, and nor does Slipknot. The only reason why it's mainstream is because it's popular because people have spoken about it quite a few times, and you see young kids are interested in that. But then when they get older, okay, these young kids who are really interested in Five Finger Death Punch, do you know what they do? They get really interested in black metal. And then they gradually go into the underground metal regions. So it's a process. And if you don't accept that, to this day, even on mainstream TV, people are subjecting us to this really rigid way of thinking that we need to listen to hip hop, we need to listen to rap, because diversity, that is diversity. Since when? Whoa! To all of those who don't like metal, who are listening. Fantastic, well done. Thank you very much for being listeners, and thank you very much for finding out about Sophie Lancaster. Now, here's time for an experiment for you to see whether or not you have noticed whether or not mainstream media are brainwashing you. We are going to participate in a little experiment between us, and you can leave comments below if you'd like to. It's between the times of 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. in the morning. That is the first rush hour slot. In the mornings on your radio stations, just have a listen, okay, to any of the mainstream ones that have been around for 70 odd years. Just have a listen to them and record how many times you hear metal. Then do the same between the times of 3 and 5 in the afternoon. Okay, that's the time between 1500 to 1700 hours. Okay, you guys know the maths, you can do it. And then tell me and leave a comment below, and there might be a chance for you to win some goodies. Yay! And I will expect you to email me. You never know, you could be up for winning some bags. Yeah. Thank you for participating in the experiment, and thank you for listening. Long live 2018, let it be prosperous for us, and let us have the skills to develop diversity on the radio, because that's what it is. That is diversity. Listening to several different genres on the radio is diverse. That is winning. That will make this equilibrium of society that we need. Because at the moment, it's out of balance, out of sync, and nobody understands us, and we are going to get targeted, and we are going to get bullied. Metalheads Against Bullying, thank you very much. All links are below on all the details. Thanks for listening. Thank you. And do subscribe to all Inferno Festival, Midgardsblot, and even Tons of Rock. By all means, download Festival. Bloodstock too. See you there, and let's have some fun.
Crushed by the fist of God.